Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. All that for literally nothing. That's the conclusion that I'm getting to every day. You know, it's different information, all kinds of different things dropping and happening in the news cycle, but always the exact same conclusion. They've achieved nothing. They've poured so much into their anti-Trump campaign of total annihilation. They wanted to destroy this guy. They wanted to make him a pariah, untouchable. They wanted to make him toxic, to be surrounded by radiation. They wanted politicians to start filing restraining orders against the orange fascist convicted felon criminal guy, but they've achieved none of it. In fact, not only have they achieved none of it, but it's gone the exact same way. They have crowned a king. Now, okay, slow down, screeching leftoid. I don't mean that Donald Trump should be installed as dictator and king. I just mean, metaphorically speaking, he's the de facto leader. And Democrats did this. Republicans are standing behind President Trump like never before. They thought they were going to break up the party, but instead we're seeing such incredible unity. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so like they kept saying during the nomination process, Trump is less popular, he's underperforming, even though he was winning with historic margins in the Republican primary. They purposely attempted to inject venom into the process. Obviously, it was a very divisive primary process, and the hope was to cause more infighting, for more people to jump on the Nikki Haley bandwagon or Ron DeSantis bandwagon, the Chris Christie bandwagon, or let's call it the Chris Christie bucket. I think that's more fair to say because that thing wasn't going anywhere and was pure garbage. But they wanted Republicans divided. Democrats and Lincoln Project Republicans wanted a fractured Republican Party with hopefully a huge chunk of conservative-minded voters refusing to ever support Donald Trump ever again. But instead, this is what they got. Even after all the verdicts, after everything, I mean, Donald Trump's got freaking arrows and bullet wounds. Walking back into DC even after all of it, this was the reception that he received.
They've been cooking up big plans. And by the way, also should point out that this is the first return to Washington for the former president post-verdict, his verdict.
Yeah, well, it's also the first time he's been back up on Capitol Hill since he left office back on January 20th, 2021, and then flew away down to Mar-a-Lago. Let's listen in here.
They're going crazy for the guy. Once again, he's the man of the hour. Once again, he's pulling people together despite the media's efforts to drive all of these wedges. He's simply making it happen. I think what we're seeing can only be described as Donald Trump possibly thriving like never before. And that seems to be the internal sentiment in the Trump camp.
As just a human being, I don't know anyone who could not just survive the things that he's gone through, but be thriving and really still be fighting and still be willing to take more, because you know there's going to be more coming his way. He truly has this incredible ability, I think, to distance himself from things like this and really focus on the things that matter. And I got to be honest, I've never seen him more focused on anything than he is right now on winning this election.
Trump is thriving like never before. And honestly, I think he might be more dangerous than ever before from the perspective of a Democrat. He used to be a pariah. No longer is that the case. They used to have him pegged as a racist. No longer are people buying that. Supposedly, he was going to start World War III. But of course, in his first 4 years, he was the only president, I think since I'm not mistaken, since Jimmy Carter, to start any new wars. The economy was supposed to tank. It was the 4 best years of economic growth I'd ever witnessed. You know, one after another. None of their talking points work anymore. Everything they worked on to make him a toxic guy that people didn't want to be associated with, well, it's kind of lost its power. It's been, almost 9 years since Trump's been on the scene? At this point, he's just another guy in the realm of Washington, and that's gotta be scary for him, because back in 2016, I mean, Trump couldn't get anything done because his own party was scared of him. His own party didn't want to work with him. Well, that slowly started to get better. There was a minor setback after the 2020 loss, but we're right back on track. Trump's approval is higher. Not only his general approval, but his approval within the party. And I don't necessarily mean that with Republican voters, but with actual Republican politicians. And now we're seeing those politicians willing to go out there publicly and get behind President Trump.
Well, thank you very much. This was a great meeting. There's tremendous unity in the Republican Party. We want to see borders. We want to see strong military. We want to see money not wasted all over the world. We don't want to see Russian ships right off the coast of Florida, which is what they are right now. That's unthinkable. We want to see just success for our country. And we don't have success right now. We have inflation that's killing everybody. We have levels of inflation that nobody's seen for, they say 42 years, they say 53 years, and they say 75 years. I would say probably all of them are wrong. Probably we've never seen levels like this before. And we're going to end that. We're going to bring back our jobs. We're going to bring back common sense to government. We're going to have strong borders, and we're going to have people come into our country, but they're going to come in legally. They're not going to pour in from prisons all over South America and all over the world. And it's not just South America, by the way. It's all over the world.
And that obviously has an impact. Of course, this should have been happening for the last, let's say, 6 to 8 months, especially. But better late than never, Trump's got his party behind him. And I think that's going to mean something. You know, it's unity behind an idea. Republicans are standing in unison behind the idea that Donald Trump has been wrongly convicted. That's convincing for voters. It's not just Donald Trump standing all on his lonesome, you know, be the outcast who stands with him against the machine. That's a significant chunk of politicians representing roughly 50% of the country. That actually means something. And the optics here, I mean, some of it's just perfect. Democrats are going on and on about how Trump's damaged, he's in trouble, he's facing serious prison time. They report this with glee on CNN. Oh, well, things must be so bad, he must be so stressed behind the scenes. Then kick into reality, Trump's having a birthday party with other Republicans in Washington.
Then you have to cut it. Otherwise, the wish doesn't come true. I need that knife. Very good. So let me make a wish. And here's what the wish is. And it'll have something to do with this room.
He wants a new driver.
I think the optics right now are perfect. Trump's doing his media tour from the news media to podcasts to showing up at UFC events and campaign events. Now he's got all these Republicans behind him, willing to push a unified message this time. You know, Trump's more of a proven man. It's like 2016 all over again, except Trump actually has a team this time. He's got backup. At least it looks like he's got backup. Sure, there's some Republican snitches and leakers, and obviously backstabbers as well. I'm sure you spotted some of them in the clips that I played earlier, but it's better than nothing, and it's certainly better than what it was. It all builds into what I've been saying. It's their worst nightmare. It's the desensitization of Trump to the audience. The Democrats have essentially inadvertently crowned him king, at least of the party, and for now, I truly think he's going to be hard to stop with Joe Biden campaigning in his current state. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.